Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going deep into the world of online disinformation in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And a heads up, this isn't just about random trolls. This is a whole organized system with real impact, even on elections.
It's true, and what's really interesting is how this system takes advantage of existing structures, even people's hopes and dreams. It's almost like I don't know, a parasite.
Okay, that's both fascinating and kind of creepy.
Hmm.
But I'm intrigued. So the research we're looking at shows a whole hierarchy in this disinformation world.
Mhm.
At the very top, you've got the chief architects, and get this, they're not who you'd expect.
Right.
We're talking top-level ad and PR people treating this like a side gig, like, oh, I'll manipulate some elections after work.
Exactly, and that's key because these people, they bring serious skills and strategy. It's not just making up rumors, it's whole narratives, targeting, it's another level.
So it's like they took a marketing class and thought,
Yeah.
let's use this on, democracy. But they're selling ideas, not products, and the consequences are real.
Exactly. In fact, one researcher even said the Philippines is sitting on a stockpile of digital weapons. So it's serious business.
Okay, that quote is going to give me nightmares. So we had these masterminds, these chief architects. Who are they using to spread all this?
That's where the next level comes in. Anonymous influencers, those micro-celebrities with those funny pages you see or inspiring quotes. You probably haven't heard of them, but they've got huge followings.
Wait, so like those cute cat videos and feel-good messages could be part of a plan?
Not always, but yeah, it's possible. They mix in paid political posts, and suddenly you don't know what's real. Plus, many have regular jobs too, so it's even more complex.
It's like subliminal advertising, but for politics. You don't even realize you're being targeted. And this whole juggling act they're doing with their jobs and online personas.
It is, and the research points out this tension between the chief architects wanting total control over the message and then this unpredictable side of influencers. They have their own thing going on.
So it's like that telephone game. The message could get changed as it goes.
Yeah, and that's where it can get really messy. An influencer goes off script, their followers react in ways no one expected. Chaos for the chief architects.
Okay, so we've got the puppet masters, the messengers.
Yeah.
But who's actually down in the trenches of the internet spreading this stuff?
Those are the community level operators. They're the ones in the comments, the groups, stirring things up, mostly driven by small payments, often working for multiple clients at once.
Sounds exhausting, honestly. Spending all day trying to change people's minds in the comments section. Can't be good for you.
It's definitely not easy work, and the research actually shows the human cost of all this, especially through the story of Risa, this woman who got pulled into it because she needed the money.
Okay, tell me more about Risa. What's her story?
Well, Risa's story, it really shows the human side of this whole thing. She's a single mom just trying to make ends meet, and she finds this opportunity posting pro-government stuff online for money.
Okay.
At first, she's like, hey, these are my opinions. But as the work gets more intense, she has to post crazier and crazier stuff. And you see her struggling with it, It's really a moral tightrope these people are walking.
It's like she's caught in this system. Got to provide for her family, but it's eating away at her.
Mm.
That's rough. And it makes you wonder about the bigger picture, right?
Right, and what's wild is that at every level, from those chief architects down to people like Risa, they don't see themselves as the bad guys.
Real.
They've got reasons, always blaming someone else or saying they're just playing the game.
Wow, it's like a collective blind spot. Okay, so we see the players. Their motivations are complex. But how does a campaign actually work? Like, take me inside the machine.
So there are these two forces at play, right? You've got controlled interactivity on one side. That's the chief architects, those control freaks, wanting everything perfect, using their fancy strategies to keep the message on point.
Makes sense. If you're trying to, rig an election, you don't want mixed messages, right?
Exactly. But then you've got volatile virality.
Yeah.
To really blow up online, get people sharing, you need some juice, some chaos, something that triggers people, good or bad.
It's that balance, right?
Yeah.
Too much control, and it falls flat. Too much chaos, and it backfires.
And this all goes down in 3 stages.
Hit me with it. What's stage 1?
Campaign plan design, the chief architect's time to shine. This is where they use their marketing magic, creating narratives. They even use brand Bibles, like you'd see for a company, to shape the politician's image.
So they're branding a person like it's a new shoe.
Pretty much. And targeting the right people is key, like that hashtag Nasang Pangulo campaign, remember that?
Refresh my memory. That's
Where is the president? In Tagalog. Simple, but it played on this idea that the president wasn't there for people. Pure, controlled interactivity, but they needed that spark.
to go viral, right?
Hey.
Stage 2.
Exactly. Click Army mobilization. Time for the anonymous influencers, the fake accounts, to do their thing. Sharing, amplifying, creating buzz.
Like they're planting seeds, hoping it spreads.
And there are two ways they do it. First, you've got the bikini troll accounts.
What?
Yeah, accounts with suggestive pics to get followers, but they're pushing a political agenda. Sneaky, right?
That's disturbingly clever.
Then they tap into existing influencers with big followings. Less work, but
There's always a but.
you lose some control. The influencer might go rogue, or their audience reacts badly. That volatile virality can bite back.
Risky business. Okay,
Yeah.
so the message is out. What's the final act?
Creative execution's showtime. They use all these tactics to mess with online conversations, change how people see things.
Like what? Give me the rundown.
There's trending, using bots to make a hashtag blow up, signal scrambling, flooding everything with noise so no one knows what's real.
Information overload.
Then there's positive branding, making their guy look good, digital black ops to smear the opponent, and diversionary tactics, changing the subject when things get tough.
So many tricks. Any examples of these in action?
Tons. That Golden Age Marcos thing, remember? They used positive branding to make people miss the old days while using digital black ops to attack anyone who disagreed.
Wow. So they're building up and tearing down at the same time. Talk about manipulation.
And then there's Mocha Usun. Remember her?
Vaguely.
She was hit with tons of misogynistic attacks, a lot of it from those bikini troll accounts, using her past to discredit her.
That's just using someone's personal life like that, especially a woman.
It shows how personal this gets. It's not always abstract. It's about ruining lives sometimes.
Man, what about those diversions? You mentioned those.
The hashtag Ilabingna campaign is a classic. Burnout, it was about burying Marcos in the hero cemetery. Super controversial.
Right.
Instead of dealing with, his human rights record, they made it about national unity. Totally changed the conversation.
Sneaky. It's like, how can anyone tell what's real anymore with all this going on?
That's exactly the point, and why we're talking about it. Once you see the tactics, you can start to see through them.
It's scary, honestly. Makes you want to just log off forever. Can we actually fight this, or are we all going to get played?
I get it, it's overwhelming. But no, there are ways to fight back. Some people say, let's just expose these people, their names, everything. But that's not enough. We need bigger solutions.
Bigger how?
Yeah.
Like, where do we even begin?
The research points to a few key things. Transparency in political spending is huge. Right now, it's too easy for these campaigns to hide who's paying.
Yeah, got to follow the money, right? See who's pulling the strings.
Exactly. Shine a light on that. Make it harder to hide. That's one.
Okay, makes sense. What else? This feels like a hydra. You chop off one head.
You're telling me. We got to deal with the whole influencer thing, too. Like, make them say when they're getting paid for a political post.
Oh, like those sponsored things you see sometimes.
Exactly. Wouldn't fix everything, but at least people would know. And this whole anonymity thing. Those bikini trolls. Way less powerful if everyone knew they were fake.
True. You
Yeah.
hide behind a fake name, it's easier to be shady.
Now, this might sound weird, but supporting real creative people is important, too.
Wait, how so? I don't see the connection.
Think about it. Talented writers, artists, social media gurus, if the best paying jobs are with these shady campaigns.
They're going to go for the money, even if it's messed up, so we need to give them another option.
Exactly.
Oh.
Pay them better, give them ethical work, make disinformation less appealing,
So it's not just tearing down the bad, but building up the good at the same time. I like that. But what about everyday people? Like me, what can I do?
Media literacy. Gotta learn how to spot this stuff, understand the tricks, think critically about what you see online.
Like build up our BS detectors for the internet.
Exactly. Ask, who made this? Why? What's the proof? And don't just read one thing, check other sources.
The smarter consumers of information.
Yeah.
God knows we need that these days.
Look.
Well, this deep dive has been wild. We've covered a lot, from cat memes to seriously dark stuff. It's a lot to take in, but hey, at least now we know, right? And knowing is the first step. If you want to learn more about all of this, check out the show notes for links to everything we talked about. We're all in this together, and together we can fight back against disinformation. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep your BS detectors on high alert, and stay curious.